Hey, this is Tomas from okitsnotenough.com, helping you become the best version of yourself and create a more exciting and more fulfilling life. And we just wrapped up July 2019, which means it's time for my monthly goals updates. As you probably know by now, every year I set for myself a long list of goals that I'm aiming to accomplish, generally pretty successfully. And this year alone, the list consists of around 50 goals. And I share these goals along with my monthly progress publicly on my website and here on YouTube in my videos. And I do it for several reasons. The first one is, hey, as a coach, I want to show people that I walk my talk. And I also want to show that, hey, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. There are some goals that I don't accomplish. Sometimes the progress is not as great as I would like. And I want to show people that, that's okay. That's part of setting and pursuing ambitious goals, especially if you have a long list of them like I do. The second reason is that I want to inspire people to be a little bit more courageous and ambitious with their goals, because from my experience as a coach, I see that people very often have goals that are so close to the ground, that their potential is so much bigger than the goals that they set for themselves. Now, the goals should be achievable and realistic, but I think in general people are way too close to the ground, and the goals that they set for themselves are very timid. And another reason is that I want to give people an idea of how they can go about setting their own goals. That's why I'm sharing these goals on my website, along with a little bit of a structure of how I phrase the goals that I set for myself, how I organize them, how I explain the reason why I pursue these goals, and also how I track my progress. Because, hey, goal setting is not something we're born with as a skill. It's something that we learn and we develop. And hey, I've been in personal development for about 12 years now, and I've been still learning and refining every year how to set goals better, more powerfully, how to be more precise with the way I'm tracking my progress on these goals, because all this will then increase the likelihood of me actually achieving these goals. Now, before I go into all my goals and sharing with you my progress, how far I've got so far by the end of July 2019, I want to answer a couple of questions that I often get regarding my goals. The first one is, hey Thomas, why do you set so many goals? And the second one is, how do you manage to get done so much? Well, my answer will be sort of mixed to both of these questions. The reason why I set so many goals, and again, this year there are around 50 of them that I've set for myself. These goals are covering different areas of my life. And mind you, when I started with goal setting, maybe 12 years ago or so, in my mid-20s, I only set 1 or 2 or 3 goals that were fairly short term, maybe to accomplish in a week or maybe in a month. And it's over time that I've developed and refined my skill of goal setting and how I do it, and also the estimates of what I think is actually realistic and achievable to get done in that period of time. So, hey, if you want to start setting goals for yourself, you don't have to start with 50. Honestly, start with one goal in one area of your life that is most important to you, something that would really make you feel proud when you accomplish that, and something that gets you excited just as an idea of pursuing that goal. That's really important. And why do I set so many goals is because, again, over the years I've been refining the way I'm growing, and I became really good at setting goals and much more efficient in a way using my time and how I'm developing towards these goals and how I'm growing. So that allows me to set many goals. And also because I want to grow holistically in various areas of my life. That alone will cause that there will be many goals, because if I have 6 or 7 or 8 different areas of my life that I want to develop in, then hey, just 4 or 5 goals in each will then easily grow the list to maybe 30, 40 or 50 goals. And that's what it is right now. And hey, maybe next year I will cut it down a little bit to be even more focused. Maybe the list will be even longer. It just depends on how big the goals will be and how much work it will actually take to accomplish them. And to answer a little bit more specifically, how do I manage to pursue so many goals at the same time? Well, first of all, I'm not pursuing all the goals at the same time. There are many goals that I'm pursuing simultaneously, but some of them I've accomplished already. Some of them I haven't even looked at, haven't even touched, because I know that they're simply a little bit further down on my timeline. The second reason is that, again, I've learned how to be much more effective with my time and much more efficient in the way I do things. If I can encourage you to develop one skill, so the skill, the ability to focus on something single-mindedly and remove all the distractions. So for example, even just now, when I'm recording this video, I've switched off all the notification. My phone is off, my laptop is off, even the notifications on my iPad, which I have right here, just to go through my goals later on, the notifications are off. I cut myself off the outside world for the next hour or so, because it would simply distract me if I hear a beep or just a buzz that I got a text message from someone or got a new email. And even little things like this will take your mind off what you're working on in that moment. And it takes your mind sometimes even minutes to refocus again. So developing the ability to focus is extremely useful skill. And I highly encourage you to work on that. I've recently published a video on how to focus. So if that's the area that you want to develop in, I highly encourage you to watch that video. And now guys, let's dive straight into my long list of goals. And as you know, I group them into different categories, some related on my business, some related on my coaching, my personal development, relationships, health and fitness, and so on. And so I will go through these individual categories, read the goals to you, and give you a quick update on the progress that I've made, if there is something worth mentioning. Because it's such a long list, I'm not going to spend too much time on the goals that have been accomplished some time ago. And if you've been following me, you probably heard the update already. So the first area of my goals is business, which includes all the goals that are somewhat related to my business growth. And the first goal is I'll easily create a follow-up sequence to my scorecard by March 31st. So even though this goal was scheduled initially to be done by March 31st, because of some delays and because it required a lot of copywriting and editing and proofreading and all this stuff, it took much longer. But this goal has just been freshly completed, and I'm super excited about it and really glad that that one is done, because it's been sitting on my mind for a long time, over 6 months now. So what that is, on my website I have a free tool that you can use, which is called Lifestyle Scorecard. What that means that it takes you through a questionnaire that will ask you a bunch of questions about different areas of your life, and you score yourself on kind of from strongly agree to strongly disagree. And when you complete the questionnaire, it will then generate a report, a beautiful report that is about 12 pages long, that gives you a really nice overview of the most important areas of your life, which includes you yourself, your environment, your performance, with several subcategories. And you will receive a score for every single one of these categories and subcategories, which will give you a good idea of how well you're doing in these areas, or maybe not so well. And in the report, you will also get a bunch of ideas and tips on how you can start improving these individual areas. So that's the scorecard itself. Now the follow-up is actually a sequence of about 4 or 5 emails where I share with you some tools and kind of thought-provoking questions and stories and insights that will, or the aim of it is to help you get started and start doing something about improving those areas of your life that really need some attention. Because one of the biggest problems why people are not making progress in their life is simply because they're stuck. And sometimes they're stuck in laziness, sometimes they're stuck in not knowing what to do. So combination of the scorecard and of the follow-up sequence, I really believe it will be massively helpful to many people. It will give them the push, either the push to get going or the idea or kind of pointers towards where they can start improving these particular areas of their life. So hey, if you haven't taken the scorecard yet, I highly encourage you to go to my website, okaysnotenough.com, and you will see a tab, Lifestyle Scorecard. Very simple. Click on Take the Scorecard, follow the instructions, and after completion, in about 15 minutes or so, you will receive your scorecard. And then the next few days, every single day, you will receive these follow-up emails that will give you a little bit of a push. Some of them will be really challenging, and others a little bit more kind and a little bit more encouraging in a positive way. Great. That's been the scorecard and the follow-up. I'm really excited that it's finally done. The next two goals which I will combine, I will easily hire SEO experts and a developer by January 31st. Both of these goals have been accomplished by January 31st. What actually has happened that since then I've tried and tested different SEO experts and developers, some better than others, and I'm now starting to work with someone new. So I'm really hopeful that it's going to go great. I have high expectations, but also it's someone that I know is really good. So we will see. But that goal has been accomplished. Next goal is I'll easily grow my mailing list to 3,000 subscribers by December 31st. So I started at around 1,242. Mind you, that took me about 3 or 4 years to grow to 1,200 subscribers. Now I'm on 1,593. So since June, I've grown by about 70 subscribers, which is about 2 a day, which is not bad, but definitely way slower than I thought I would grow. I have some ideas of free giveaways and ways to ethically grow my mailing list. I don't want to be buying subscribers somewhere because they probably wouldn't be well qualified people interested in what I have. I only want to have people on my mailing list who are interested in my content. So unless some I was going to say miracle happens, but unless I discover some really great tool or I've really focused on growing the mailing list, I'm afraid I will probably not be able to accomplish this goal by the end of the year. But then again, 1,500 subscribers is not necessarily unrealistic task in some about 5 months or so. If I focused on it, the thing is, it will require a lot of time. It's almost a secondary goal for me. The next goal is I'll easily reach monthly website traffic to 4,000 visitors by December 31st. So in January, I started and I kept at around 2,000 visitors per month. And in the last 3 months, there's been great increase because of me being much more systematic about the way I distribute my content. I've put a lot more work into it. Plus, I've been much more prolific with the way I'm creating my content. So I am at 4,111 visitors, or that was in July. So that goal is complete. I will, of course, will do my best to maintain the traffic on that level, or ideally even grow it beyond that. But again, new goal accomplished. I'm super, super happy about that. And final goal in the business category is I'll easily complete a copywriting course by December 31st. That goal has been completed quite some time ago. I've actually done 2 more copywriting courses since then, so altogether, actually 3. The next category of my goals is coaching, which includes all the goals that are related to my actual coaching practice. And the first goal is I'll easily have 150 initial consultations by December 31st. So what that means, very briefly, before I start working with someone or take someone on as a client, we have this initial consultation, which I actually call discovery session, because that's what it is. And that's time when we sit down or get on Skype, get on Zoom or on the phone, and we talk in depth about their problems, their goals, their ambition, what sort of coaching support they're looking for, and usually explaining much more about how I work and how our journey together would look like. It's a very important step because I don't just start working with anyone. I want to make sure that the people that I take on as clients are ready for coaching, they would be great clients for me, and that I need to like them. There needs to be chemistry. I need to be inspired by them. And also, of course, they have their own requirements in order to work with me. So that's a free insight or free conversation, or this discovery session, where we explore all that, and at the end of it, we decide, hey, we would be a good match for coaching or not. So the number 150 is important because from my experience and kind of the conversion rate and knowing how many people I speak to typically become clients, I know the 150 is enough for me to provide or generate the right number of clients for the whole year. I'm currently on 114, which is great because I'm well on track. I'm actually a little bit ahead, and it's great. The next goal is I will easily work with 40 new inspiring clients by December 31st. As I mentioned, if the initial consultation, the discovery session, if it goes great, and if the person wants to work with me, and as I describe here, 40 new inspiring clients, if I'm inspired by them, for whatever reason, sometimes their personalities, sometimes their stories, sometimes these are the goals that they want to accomplish. I need to look forward to working with these people, sometimes for months and months and months, even for years. So 40 new inspiring clients, I know that it's a great number for me, for my business. And at the moment, by the end of July, I was on 24 new clients that I've had this year. So I'm pretty much on track, and it's all going great. I love my clients. I must say they are incredible, incredible people. The next goal is I will easily run 500 coaching sessions by December 31st. The number 500 may sound like a lot of coaching sessions, considering that each session can easily last up to 2 hours, but it actually is a very doable number. And I came to this number after several years of experience, and initially I was coaching all day, every day, and it can become very draining as much as I love coaching. And so right now my daily target is 3 sessions a day, Monday to Friday. And so excluding holidays and times when I travel and when I'm away, 500 is generally a very doable number. I'm currently on 263 coaching sessions in total, so maybe just a few behind, but I was away for about over a month this year already, so that doesn't really include whole 7 months of the year, but in general I would say I'm on track. The next goal is I will easily run at least 1 live case study by December 31st. So, super excited. It's one of the goals that I'm really, really pumped about. And what that means, a live case study, will be that I will, with one particular client, I will sort of designate a special page for him or her on my website, and we will be documenting their journey through coaching. And I've just started working with someone. We had our first session just the 1st of August, so it doesn't really count as update for July, but so the goal hasn't been accomplished yet by the end of July, but right in the current moment we've already started, and it's going to be great. I will share much more about this in the next update, because the feed is going to be live and it's going to be super exciting. I've carefully selected this person, and he is incredible, and I'm so excited to see him grow and his progress. And the last goal in the coaching category is I will easily reflect on my coaching sessions 200 times by December 31st. So first of all, why do I reflect on my coaching sessions? It's because reflection or reflecting on something that you've done and looking at what went well and what you did really well and how can you improve next time, and maybe what mistakes did you make. It's an incredible opportunity to improve and to become better. And I'm self-aware and humble enough to know that there's still so much I can improve on my coaching skills and on my coaching abilities, and there will always be. So that's why I set this goal for myself, that I want to reflect after 200 sessions, 200 times after my coaching sessions, and think about what went well and how, what really was effective with that particular client, and maybe what I could have done better, what I can do differently next time. And whether it's coaching for me or whatever it may be for you, maybe your presentation skills, maybe communicating with other people, maybe your performance at work, or how you are around your loved ones. There's always room for improvement, and just sitting down for 5-10 minutes and reflecting and sort of analyzing that and coming to some kind of conclusion and using that information to guide you to become better is an incredible way to advance yourself. So far I'm on 149, which makes it, I'm well on track, and I'll probably continue way beyond 200 because it's such an effective and easy tool to becoming better. The next category of my goals is profile, which includes all the goals that are set to help me raise my profile as a coach, as an entrepreneur, as a thought leader, as a public speaker. And there are quite a few goals, so let's jump straight into it. And the first goal is I will easily reach 30,000 followers on Instagram by December 31st. So I'm currently on 20,398, and been growing really well since January, and it really slowed down, if not stopped, at around May, where Instagram put in place some new algorithms, and it just seems that it's so much harder to get impressions or to get exposure. I've been doing everything the same way, and my viewership dropped massively by about 75%. I've been discussing this with many Instagram influencers, and they all experience the same. And actually, many people that I follow and I kind of keep track of these things have been losing followers over the last couple of months. And I've actually noticed a slight decrease by about hundreds since the end of June. I'm doing my best. I keep putting out there the same kind of content, quality stuff that people liked, picture quotes and inspirational stuff. I'm getting a good number of likes. The impressions are decent. It's just the subscriptions or the followers are not growing as fast as they did. At the moment, I'm not sure how to resolve it. I want to do it honestly and authentically. There's no point buying followers because these are people who don't care about your content if you're buying followers. And then the engagement is low. So more than anything, I'm focusing now on better engagement. I believe that will be the way to get more exposure. We'll see how it's going to work. I was really optimistic about reaching 30,000 followers not so optimistic anymore, but hey, I'll do my best. And next goal is I'll easily reach 20,000 followers on LinkedIn or connections on LinkedIn by December 31st. This is a brand new goal as in terms of accomplishment, so that's done. I'm on 20,160. LinkedIn is really great. I'll probably put more focus on attention and time into my LinkedIn, really working on the engagement, putting a lot more content out there, engage a lot more with my connections, because LinkedIn, in comparison to Instagram, is much more professional network. It has its limitations and restrictions. Instagram is fantastic as well, but it's important to know, if you're using social media, what the kind of culture of the social media is, so you do you communicate and engage and interact in the right way. But 20,160 followers or connections on LinkedIn, so that goal is accomplished. Next goal, I will reach 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel by December 31st. So I started on 15 subscribers, and I really only started this year to put my time and effort into creating YouTube content. I'm currently on 192 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click that little subscribe button and help me with this goal. It makes me it makes me smile, because there is just no way on earth, unless I change something dramatically or I hit the algorithm somehow, that I would reach 1,000 subscribers. I had my YouTube channel reviewed professionally by, I believe, TubeBuddy people who do regular, I think every Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time. You can submit your channel, and if you're lucky enough, they will select it and they will review it. And I got really positive feedback, and they say it looks very professional, the content is really good, and they said that my channel looks like a channel that could have 100,000 subscribers one day. So I'm on 192. I kind of love this grind stage where I guess many people will probably give up. I like to stick it out and keep pushing and not question it until, for me, definitely by the end of the year, but I'm pretty sure that I will keep creating content in 2020 and then many years after that. But at the moment, nowhere near 1,000 subscribers. Next goal, I will easily be featured in 5 podcasts by December 31st. So far, I've been featured on 3 podcasts. I got 2 or 3 offers that we're just finalizing some dates, but no progress on this goal in July. The next goal is I'll easily be featured in a magazine by December 31st. So I've been featured in several online newspapers and magazines, not in a printed copy. And you see, this is where I made a mistake, that I haven't specified exactly whether it's a hard copy magazine or online magazine. So not quite sure at the moment what to decide, whether I can count the where I've been featured in the online magazines, or whether I should push my PR and be featured in a printed version of it. But I consider this goal to not be accomplished at the moment. Next goal is I will easily write my book by July 31st. So I missed the deadline. This goal hasn't been accomplished yet, as I always share, is that I've written pretty much my book last year, around 35,000 words. But I decided to rewrite it. And I started, and I'm really struggling with it because I feel like I've burned my drive for it when I wrote the first copy. It just feels like I'm kind of doing the same thing in a slightly different angle, and I need to muster up some drive and motivation and focus and commitment. I'm working on that. I got stuck on a couple of chapters, and I keep rewriting them and struggling to move past that. But nonetheless, having a book is definitely a goal that I will get done sooner or later. I'm working on it. It's just taking time because I don't want to write just a book. If I'm putting so much time into it and it will cost a lot of money, I want it to be great. And so this month, it hasn't been accomplished. I keep working on it, but at the moment I'm behind with the goal massively. Next goal, I will easily publish my book by September 30th. So that's very unlikely to happen. Obviously, it depends on me writing the book first. And there are many different processes, such as editing and proofreading and typeset and getting it approved for publishing and all these things, plus a ton of money. It's several £1,000s. I'm a little disappointed with myself about not making as much progress as I would like. It's partially time, partially grind and prioritizing it enough. But yeah, it's definitely going to be much higher on my priority list at the moment. Next goal and last one in the profile category is I will easily speak on stage at least 6 times by December 31st. So far, I've spoken on stage 4 times, and by that I mean it's actual some kind of speech or presentation, whether paid or free. So far, it's been 4. I definitely will have 2 more. I actually joined a public speaking club, which will offer me many more opportunities to present in a very professional environment. So at the moment, that goal hasn't been accomplished, but I'm very confident that it's going to happen this year. Next category of my goals is value, which includes all the goals that have the intention of me sharing value, sharing what I know with you guys, with my clients, with my audience, and contributing to the world and doing some good. The first goal is I will easily record 52 vlogs by December 31st. So by the end of July, I was on 24, which puts me just slightly behind my target, but I'm upping my game. My vlogs are getting better. I hope you agree. They're getting much more. I'm becoming much better in the way I edit it and distribute it. It still takes a lot of time to, script it, record it, edit it, upload it, distribute it. It's hours, maybe 6 hours approximately for every single video and article. So I hope you appreciate my content because a lot of work goes into it. But of course, this goal hasn't been accomplished yet, but I'm pretty on track. The next goal is very related to this, which is I will easily publish 52 articles by December 31st. So far, I've published 24. It goes hand in hand with the vlogs because each vlog has its own article. Same thing. I'm well on track. 1 or 2 behind, but very, very positive and optimistic that I will create enough content for you guys and share what I know. With that said, if there is a topic that you would love me to do a video on, some how to video or some kind of a little bit more theoretical and guide you through some thinking processes, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Share what you would like to learn or area of your life that you would like to develop or that you struggle in, and I'll have a think and possibly create a video on that. The next goal is I'll easily launch my Unshakable Self-Discipline program by December 31st. It's coming together. I'm super excited about it, being preoccupied with lots of other things, but I will probably push this month to get that done and launch it because I would like to launch it and run it this year before the end of the year. So maybe launch it in September, October. It's going to be fantastic, and I decided it's going to be two things. One will be a group coaching program that will go over a span of probably 8 or 9 weeks with weekly classes and webinars with a lot of great content and instructions. I will take you through very specific steps to help you develop unshakable self-discipline. But I'll probably also make it available as a one-on-one program if someone wants to go individually through that and get very tailor-made kind of guidance through it. I realized that would be also a great option for many people. The goal hasn't been accomplished yet, but that's my number one goal probably this year. I'm the most excited about it. The next goal is I'll easily launch my Stop Caring What People Think of You program. Very similar to the one that I just mentioned about self-discipline, but it's going to be about how to stop caring what people think of you. Starting to think that it may not be realistic to aim for that this year. I'll probably postpone it to next year, considering how much time it took me to get as far as I am with the self-discipline program. It takes a lot of work and creating a lot of great content. So at the moment it's pending. And the final goal in this category of me giving value and contributing to the world was that I would easily raise £5,000 for Children with Cancer charity by May 31st. It was part of my fundraising campaign as I was running the London Marathon, and in total I raised £2,176.50. So I haven't reached 5,000 nonetheless. I'm super glad and proud to be raising over £2,000. That's a lot of money. It can help a lot of children. It can provide great support in purchasing equipment and support. So I always take this opportunity to thank everyone who contributed and supported me on this fundraising campaign. You guys are amazing, and every single pound went for a good cause. The next category of my goals is health and fitness. So all the goals in this category are aimed to help me take care of my body, take care of my fitness level, be healthier and fitter. And the first goal is I will easily complete 23andMe DNA genetic testing and analysis by December 31st. I've done that. Again, 23andMe, if you are interested in either finding a little bit more about your ancestry, highly encourage that test, or also about your health and kind of genetic predispositions, and they're very interesting correlations that they share with you. Plus, they keep adding new tests, and every month or so, I get new insights into something that they found out, because they keep my DNA sample, and as soon as my DNA it shows correlation with some new test that they created, then they update me. So 23andMe, really great. I'll speak a little bit more extensively about it on my other videos. It's very, very interesting. The cost is totally justifiable, about £120. You learn so much about yourself. Next goal is I will easily complete a food intolerance test by December 31st. So I just got the results of my food intolerance test, and I got it on 2nd of August. So I can't really count it as accomplished by end of July. So for now, let's say it hasn't been accomplished, but in the next month update, I will share with you a lot more about some of the very interesting things that the test revealed. The next goal is I will easily complete 24 fasts or green days, which means eating only raw fruit or vegetable by December 31st. Massive improvement this month. I've done 10 by the end of June, so over the first 6 months, and I've done 5 24-hour fasts, not green days, fasts, which means no food for 24 hours. Only drinking water, green tea or black coffee, no sugar, no milk, none of that. I found a really good way to do that. One of them, I'm using an app which is called Body Fast, which is really just a timer. But I figured out the best 24-hour cycle for me. I tried starting at different times of the days. I started after dinner. I tried starting at breakfast time, and all of these were I found it really challenging, especially there was one last week when I didn't manage to have lunch. So I thought, you know what, let me start this 24-hour fast after breakfast, and the next meal will be lunch next day. Now, because I went to bed, not eating anything during the day, I found it quite difficult to sleep. My sleep was very shallow and I was waking up a lot and my stomach was rumbling, and so that wasn't great. What I found that really works for me is starting the fast at 6 p.m. So I've kind of early-ish dinner, around 5:30, and then from 6 p.m. till 6 p.m. next day, because you sleep in the morning. I usually have a light workout in the morning, and then noon happens very quickly, and afternoon goes fast as well, and then I can have dinner the next day. And I've really so discovered that works for me well, and I found it pretty easy to fast those 24 hours from 6 p.m. till 6 p.m. So I'm not saying that this exactly will work for you, but what I'm encouraging you, if you experimenting with fasting, to try different times to start. Now, I guess 24 hours is a little bit on the extreme side of thing, but the Body Fast app actually recommends different plans where you fast for X number of hours during the day and you eat for X number of hours. And obviously the fewer hours at once you fast, the more days of the week you fast. Hey, I'm on 15 so far. If I manage to do even just 2 fasts a month, I should be able to easily reach that goal, but I'll probably do more. I want to do at least 1 24-hour fast a week, which makes about 4 a month. The reason why I do fasting is because it's good for your body. It really, you give your body a bit of a rest from digestion. You cleanse your body as well, and it's a fantastic self-discipline exercise, right? So not only that it's healthy for you physically, I really think that it's healthy for you sort of mentally as well. So next goal is I will easily be at 16% body fat by December 31st. So I'm currently on 22.4 body fat. I started on 24.3. So it goes slowly. I must say that I'm noticing a really positive effect of the fasting on my weight loss. Just in the last month, I think I lost about 2 kilos, which is really good. And I also eat less because I get throughout the fasting, my stomach kind of shrinks over time. But I'm still fat, still about 6% body fat. I would have to drop about 1% a month, which I think is doable, but I'll need to make some more drastic adjustments to my eating habits. Next goal is I'll easily work out 200 times by December 31st. So I've already accomplished that. It's 222 times so far. So I keep working out almost every day, at least 5 times a week. On some of the days I actually work out twice. But at the moment, 222 times. This year, in July, I worked out 27 times. The total time was 22 hours and 35 minutes, and calories burned was 10,378. There were months, especially leading up to the London Marathon, where I burned about 3 times as much calories, and I worked out many more hours. As the biggest month was April, which was 35 hours of exercising, which was mostly running. Interestingly, it didn't have massive impact on my body weight or my body fat, but nonetheless, this goal is already accomplished. Next goal, I'll easily complete the marathon training program by April 28th. That's been done because I was preparing for the London Marathon. The marathon training consisted of 75 runs, where I was running pretty much 5 times a week, mixture of different runs. It was incredibly intense. If you're thinking of running London Marathon or any marathon, the training itself is probably more challenging than the race. So still, I would highly encourage you to do that. It's an incredible experience. Next goal, I will easily complete Virgin Money London Marathon sub 4 hours by April 28th. So, 2 things about this. I've completed the Virgin London Money Marathon in April. I've completed it in 4 hours and 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So I missed it by 2 minutes. However, I'm really content with the accomplishment, because I can tell you with a hand on my heart that I gave it absolutely everything. And I finished totally exhausted. I'm so proud that I haven't walked at any point throughout the race. I ran the whole thing. Most of it went better than I thought. The last 5K, when I hit the wall, it became really challenging, and I used all my willpower and all my remaining energy, and I think I've ran on energy credit card massively for the last 5K or so. So I haven't managed to complete it in time or sub 4 hours, but I managed to complete it, which is something I'm really proud of. Next goal is I will easily run 200 kilometers in 1 month by December 31st. That goal has been accomplished in January, so I knocked that one out of the park straight in January in 200.1 kilometers. Next goal, I'll easily run 1,000 kilometers by December 31st. Hey, I've done 1,000K by the end of May, 1,026 kilometers. So that goal has been accomplished as well. It goes really quickly, the miles and all kilometers, when you training for a marathon. Next goal is I will easily run 5 kilometers under 20 minutes by December 31st. This goal has been accomplished in June with time 19:53. Extremely hard. It wasn't easy at all. For the last 500 meters, I thought that I was gonna pass out, but I made it. 19:53. Super proud of that. Next goal is I'll easily run 10 kilometers under 42 minutes by December 31st. I had a proper attempt in July, and I've done it in 43 minutes 13 seconds, so the goal hasn't been accomplished yet, but it's just 1 minute 13 seconds to shave off, and I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to get it done this year. Next goal is I'll easily do 100 push-ups in one go by December 31st. 100 push-ups is proving to be pretty challenging. I have started on 48. I'm currently on 67 push-ups in one go. I was practicing a lot in June and July. There was good increase from actually in May 43 to 67 in July. I took a little bit of a break in the last week or so. I'll jump on it again in August. To do 100, it will be super challenging. My best ever was 87, and that's many years ago. But I think it's physically possible, definitely. I'm sure there are many people who can do it. So far, I'm far from that. And next goal is I'll easily do 20 pull-ups in one go by December 31st. Currently on 15, again, quite challenging. I've been asking around, I don't know, I haven't come across anyone who can do 20, even fit people. So maybe I put the bar a bit too high, no pun intended. But again, I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Currently on 15 is just 5 more, especially when I lose some extra weight and keep working out. That should make me stronger. Next goal, I'll easily be able to plank for 10 minutes by December 31st. The best so far has been 3 minutes, 11 seconds. It's tough. Try plank, most people, if they're not, if they don't exercise properly, they can do around 1 minute. When I get to 3 minutes, I'm shaking like a little dog, but let's see, it would be incredible. Like, if I could accomplish that, I would probably have abs of steel. Still a long way to go. Let me know if you want to bet on me. Next goal, I'll easily continue with martial arts training by December 31st. So I've been on and off. I took a little bit of a break because of the London Marathon. Didn't want to get injured or something like that before the race. And now in July, I took a little break because I'm having a bit of a wrist problem. It seems to be fine now. I'll probably restart again and see if there is a problem. I'll need to get an X-ray or something. But overall, I've been continuing with the classes, just not 100% all the time. And last goal in the health and fitness category is I will easily take on swimming classes by December 31st. So there's no progress yet. I'm a good swimmer, but I would like to improve my technique. I think there is still room for improvement. The next category is personal development, which includes all the goals that are simply focused on me growing in all kinds of ways in terms of personal development, so mostly intellectually. The first goal is, which is a new one actually, but I got it down right away, which was I will easily join Toastmasters, which is public speaking club, by September 30th. So I decided at the beginning of July that I want to join Toastmasters, and I did a little bit of research. I found a club actually which is near me, and I went there a couple of weeks ago. I was super impressed. Already jumped in and took one of those opportunities for impromptu speech, and it went really well, and I joined. So that goal has been complete. Next goal is I will easily complete 365 meditations by December 31st. So at the moment I'm on 191, which I think puts me a little bit behind, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to pick it up and complete 365 meditations this year, which makes it one a day. The way I meditate, just to clarify something, I don't do 1 hour meditations. I usually do 10-minute to 15-minute meditations. Throughout my experience, that has proven that it works for me the best. And 10 minutes to 15 minutes kind of focused meditations. Sometimes it's guided meditations. Sometimes is without any guidance. I'm using Muse, which is a biofeedback device that is measuring my brain waves, and I could sort of the depth of my meditation or calmness of my mind, and instantly feeds back through earphones, through different audio cues, kind of giving me feedback on how deeply I'm meditating. But haven't completed the goal 365 meditations, but I'm quite on track. Next goal is I'll easily buy Muse mind and body meditation device, something that I just mentioned. The box is right there. It's like a headband with several sensors for your heart rate, for your brain activity. Even it can measure your breathing and so on. So I got it. That goal has been complete. I'm using it for meditation and absolutely love it. Especially now they're releasing a bunch of new guided meditations, and it's fantastic. Next goal is I will easily finish 24 books by December 31st. I'm currently on 15 books completed, and I have around 5 or 6 books that I started reading. So I'm pretty much on track. If you would like to see the whole list of the books, check out the actual blog post with these goals. You can find all the books there, along with the links that will take you to Amazon if you wanted to buy them or just see the cover and what it looks like. Next goal, I'll easily read at least 2 books on mindfulness. I've read these 2 books already. One of them is called Mindfulness, and the other book is called Buddhism for Busy People. Phenomenal book, highly recommended. The reason for me reading these mindfulness books is that I just wanted to have a little bit more knowledge and insight into mindfulness and see if there is something, some new ways, methods, philosophies that I can apply that will help me with my own mindfulness and kind of expand it. Next goal, I'll easily eliminate 6 bad habits or establish 6 new positive habits. At the moment, I've established 3 new positive habits, or eliminated 3 new. One of them was the daily use of a Muse meditation device. I've replaced coffee with green tea. I rarely have coffee now, maybe a couple of times a month at the most, in contrast to maybe 2 or 3 coffees a day before. And also I really locked in my strength trainings at least 3 times a week. These have been the positive habits that I've established newly this year. Next goal, I will easily make 100 journal entries and reflections by December 31st. At the moment, I'm on 108, so this goal has been accomplished already. Journaling is a fantastic way to self-discovery, to exploration of your ideas, your emotions, your thoughts, for planning. It's like a reflection as well. I highly encourage you to journal daily if you can, ideally with pen and paper. If you're afraid that someone else will read it, you can use different softwares that are available online, some for free, some paid. But the logistics shouldn't be an excuse for you to not journal, because honestly, my personal development has been massively accelerated because of journaling. And journaling will allow you to get to know yourself. It's a great exploration tool. And once you know yourself, life becomes so much easier. The path that you should walk just appear right in front of you. Next goal is I will easily spend at least 1 hour every Sunday planning and reflecting. Hey, I wouldn't miss this for anything. I do this every Sunday, reflecting on the past week and planning for the coming week, setting goals in different areas. It's important when you have as many goals as I do. You have to be strategic about it. You have to be systematic. But for me, it's really almost like a meditation. It's a relaxation ritual almost, and I wouldn't miss it for anything. Every weekend, typically Sunday, I sit down and plan the next week. And the last goal in this category is I'll easily watch 50 TED Talks by December 31st. Already done that, 52 watched. I've watched many more after that as well. If you're not familiar with TEDs or TEDx, highly recommend you to check it out. Just search on Google TEDs or TEDx, TED or TEDx. And these are curated talks and presentations by experts in all kinds of fields in science and culture and politics, in anything that you can think of. Their taglines is ideas worth spreading, and you can learn so much about anything you may be interested in. And the last but not the least important category of my goals is relationships. And this includes a couple of goals that I'm happy to share that I've related to relationships with people in my life. Disclaimer, there are more goals for relationships that I simply don't share publicly because they're a little bit more personal. And the first goal is I will easily be in contact with my family every month. So because I live in the UK, my family, they're all in Czech Republic, kind of scattered in different places. And I don't go there that often, so I don't get to see them. So for me, it's very important to maintain the great relationships that we have. And we do it through phone calls and video calls and sending messages with my parents, with my siblings. And so I always make sure that I communicate with them every month. And the last goal is I will easily have a date night with my girlfriend at least twice a month. So we probably have more than that, but the reason for this goal is, when you're with someone for a longer period of time, for several years, like we've been together, it's very easy to fall into complacency and taking each other for granted and stop doing the things that you were doing at the beginning that made it all so exciting, and the fireworks and all these things. So, and one of them is just having a proper date, meaning dressing up and booking a restaurant, exploring new places. And so that's what we do. We want to make sure that every month we go at least twice somewhere where we dress up and it's a little bit more official. It's just not just around the corner to a restaurant, grabbing a dinner or lunch. It's a proper date. So if you're in a relationship and it's getting a little bit, or if you're afraid that it would get a little bit stale, make sure that you keep doing the things that made it exciting at the beginning. And so this was the last goal from the whole list. And hey, first of all, I want to thank you for staying with me the whole time and following me on this journey of me trying to accomplish my goals. But I don't want you to be just a spectator. I would love you to get involved with your own goals and be a little bit more ambitious and courageous and systematic and strategic. So if you haven't set some goals for yourself, and by the way, setting them in your mind doesn't work. Take a pen and paper, write them down, stick them on your fridge or in some kind of notepad, or put them on a spreadsheet on your computer. Be deliberate with that. The more official you make them, the more leverage it will create, and the easier it will be for you to follow them and to stick to them. So hey, don't be just a spectator in life, and set some exciting goals for yourself that are in the right balance of challenging and doable, and also exciting and frightening, because setting goals will help you grow in a direction that you actually want to grow. Because if you don't have any goals of your own, you will end up working on someone else's goals. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if this has been valuable to you. Click the little subscribe button right there. And as always, I appreciate your attention and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.